this is kind of the first look, I think, at actually seeing the game in motion. I know we've shown some other stuff before, but what we're really doing is, I think, this is kind of like a little bit of a war, right? Like there's a war going on, or a war is about to go on, I guess.
Well, we are now looking at Serbia, and there is still no war because there would be an indication on the top left side. We can now see that there is a defensive pact.
I cannot wait to hear your orders.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of what we're doing right now is doing some of those kind of those night actions, or those I think there was a trade opportunity that came up, and you have a chance to kind of take advantage of that.
Yep, the new merchant just started establishing trade with a new kingdom. I can see that it's Byzantium now.
All defensive packs. We actually did an entire dev diary and dev stream about that. So for anyone that wants to know about how some of those things work, now you're seeing it in real time. You can get join or use your diplomat to create those. Hey, we have a prince. So there you go. We get a prince born. Like we talked about before, you can either decide what role they play, or you can let the fates decide, which is kind of cool. You're seeing some of the army recruiting, and kind of like you have both, I guess, your army and the ones that are inside your town as like a defense, or your province as a defense. So that's cool.
Yeah, this is the first barracks that's being built. So right now the player could only hire peasants.
Oh, there's the war.
There's the war.
So Hungary, we knew war was coming, right? Like Hungary declares war. If there's any Hungarians in the chat, thanks for being a little bit spicy.
Yeah, Hungary is very strong in the beginning, by the way. It's a powerful kingdom.
One of our keeps is under siege.
And let's see. Now I think we have some troop marching. This is an example of actually a village being a settlement.
This is a keep, castle. This is a castle which is under siege.
Yeah.
And two of the armies of the Serbians are moving towards the province of Belgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. And you definitely have to do quite a bit of planning and awareness of where troops are. Even if you have a stronger army, if your army is on the other side of the world, that may not do you very well. So like positioning and kind of planning and like watching for those diplomatic relations to break down, that's all part of it. So
yeah, it's extremely important, especially for a larger kingdom. You have to plan where you position your marshals all the time.
Yeah, some of you guys who are savvy and are catching it, you'll see we've added a little bit more visual flair into, and we're still iterating on all. I mean, everything in here is still an iteration, so none of this is final. A lot of it's still being. We have these like battle previews when you're actually letting the battle resolve itself on the world map, and I think it's really, really cool. It allows you to get this kind of obviously the real time strategy battles are something we're still working on, and we are going to be showing those at some point later on. But if you're kind of letting the auto resolve mechanics go through things, you still get this immersive look into how the fight's happening, and those images are based on how the armies are actually made up. So if it's peasants or cavalry or archers, you'll see different elements in that preview screen, which is really cool.
Victory! The enemy flees.
Yeah, the Hungarians are now retreating. There's a white flag on their army.
Yeah, they're not doing so well. There's like two guys versus a whole bunch of other guys. It's not going so great for them.
Yep. Here we have some upgrades of the barracks that are already building a spearman and soon swordsman, because swordsmith was on the way when we saw it.
So some people were asking questions about the numbers on top of the armies. So no, they don't necessarily directly correlate to troop count. They really are a representation of how strong that army is. That does correlate to a couple different things, like the skill of the marshal, the type of units that make up the army, how many troops are in that army. So there are a number of different factors.
We're still iterating on this right now.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the army count, and we have some other color coding and such stuff that shows the power of the army actually. So you can see both the army size and its strength, but it will be hard to explain all indications that you can see on that bar. It's a bit complex. You can see the level of the army leader, which can be marshal or some other class. And